नमस्कार नमस्कार डॉक्टर साहब, नमस्कार।
नमस्कार। चलिए मैं स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं सर, बिल्कुल स्टार्ट करें, लाइव हो गया।
बिल्कुल
जी
स्टार्ट
जी।
करिए।
this expert group ICFI, डॉक्टर के ICFI राउंड टेबल एक्सपर्ट ग्रुप ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट में आज संडे 6 मार्च 2022 में हमारे सभी एक्सपर्ट मेंबर का स्वागत है। और जो हार्ट केयर फाउंडेशन ऑफ इंडिया की राउंड टेबल डिफरेंट सब्जेक्ट्स में हम एवरी संडे करते हैं, जो हमारे सबके चहेते डॉक्टर के अग्रवाल जी ने शुरू की थी। और उसमें आज हमने जो लास्ट हमारे संडे में टॉपिक था वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट से रिलेटेड था, बायो CNG पे, बिकॉज जो अभी करंट ट्रेंड हो रहा है ये वेस्ट टू वेल्थ अप्रोच फॉर वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट एंड रिड्यूसिंग क्लाइमेट चेंज इम्पैक्ट में डुअल बेनिफिट है, आपका उससे वैल्यू भी मिल रही है एंड यू रिड्यूसिंग द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ क्लाइमेट चेंज। उसी में टॉपिक पे हम लोगों ने लास्ट संडे वी हैड ए वेरी डिटेल्ड प्रेजेंटेशन by Dr. Ramesh and Mohit Kale from the Lars Enviro, and they were also part of the basically the Indore जो आपका प्रोजेक्ट Bio-CNG का है, उसमें they were part और डिटेल प्रेजेंटेशन इन लोगों ने दिया था ऑन compressed biogas और ऑन दी सोर्स सेग्रीगेटेड ऑर्गेनिक्स ऑफ म्युनिसिपल सॉलिड वेस्ट। तो इसमें इन्होंने बहुत सी डिटेल में दिया है, इंक्लूडिंग दी जो प्रोग्राम गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया का सतत है प्रोग्राम, दैट इज सस्टेनेबल ऑल्टरनेटिव टुवर्ड्स अफोर्डेबल ट्रांसपोर्ट, जो कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने लॉन्च किया था अक्टूबर 2018 में। और उसमें टारगेट था कि 500 जो CBG कंप्रेस बायो जो है प्लांट लगाएंगे बाय 2023 बाय नेक्स्ट ईयर, और उसमें 15 मिलियन मेट्रिक टन ऑफ दी कंप्रेस बायोगैस प्रोड्यूस होगी और 50 मिलियन मेट्रिक टन ऑफ दी मैन्योर होगी। और एक कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट इसमें प्लान किया गया है जिससे 1,75,000 करोड़ का एक कैपिटल इन्वेस्टमेंट का। तो ये बहुत बड़ा प्रोजेक्ट है विद द डुअल बेनिफिट फॉर द ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्टर और ऑल्सो फॉर द फार्म सेक्टर जो है फॉर एज ए मैन्योर दैट विल बी। तो इसी में जो प्रेजेंटेशन में इंक्लूड था कि जो इंदौर का जो Bio-CNG प्लांट लगा है अभी रिसेंटली, जो ऑनरेबल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने जो इनॉग्रेट किया, लार्स एनवायरो वाज द पार्ट ऑफ द इनके बायोडाइजेस्टर थे उसमें। और इस प्लांट की कैपेसिटी जो आप सभी जानते हैं लास्ट टाइम भी दिया कि 550 मीट्रिक टन पर डे ऑफ सोर्स सेग्रीगेटेड ऑर्गेनिक्स है, और उसमें विद द कैपेक्स ऑफ द 150 करोड़। उसमें Bio-CNG करीब 17,500 kg कंप्रेस बायोगैस पर डे प्लस एडिशनली 100 टन्स पर डे ऑफ द हाई क्वालिटी जो कंपोस्ट है वो प्रोड्यूस होगी। एंड अबाउट 400 buses will be run on this Bio-CNG. So it's a very good project. So now to continue this program, I'll request first the Mohit Kale, who
Yes,
made also the part of the presentation with the Dr. Ramesh, to at least continue initially. Then we can have a discussion with the overall the expert members that way.
Sure. So
Mohit,
kindly, yes, kindly make me co-host so I can.
Sapna, हेलो सपना, मोहित को कोस्ट कर दिएगा। सपना
बना दिया सर, बना दिया।
जी जी जी,
Yes
ठीक
sir,
है।
I got the
yes, thank you सपना।
So hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yeah Mohit, yeah sure.
Yes sir. So last time we had this discussion of this Asia's biggest Bio-CNG plant in Indore. So I'll just quickly run through the process so that everyone would get a connect to it. As per the Indore's plan, basically source segregation is the key important parameters for handling this MSW waste, which Indore city is doing very promptly, and their citizens of Indore is also supporting them. So they play a very critical role in executing this Bio-CNG plant. So Nagar Nigam is bringing this source segregated to their transfer stations. From transfer stations, they are bringing this source segregated organics to this Bio-CNG plant. There are huge bunkers where this source segregated organics are dumped, in these bunkers, and they are lifted to automatic uh, grab buckets to bring it into the process. So basically, whatever bigger particles are there, they are screened through these trommel screens, and the what is the permit, we call it, that is taken into hammer mill. In this hammer mill, there is a lot of impacting and slurry making of this municipal solid waste, which is permit coming out of this trommel stream. Whatever reject is there, that is going to the composting yards. So from this, this slurry is fed to this anaerobic digesters. So before that anaerobic digester, they have one tank hydrolyzer where this slurry is collected, and from this it is fed to this anaerobic digesters. From this anaerobic digester, two products are there. One is biogas, other is slurry that is digested coming out of this AD. So this biogas is refined or purified to make vehicle fuel, and the slurry coming out is separated into solid and liquid fertilizers, which is further sold in market as a fertilizer product. So as I told, from hammer mill, this slurry is coming into this hydrolyzer, which is we call as a buffer tank for feeding to the digesters. These are anaerobic digesters where the degradation of this organic material takes place, which converts into biogas, and part of it comes out as a digested slurry. These are a few photographs. Whatever biogas is coming out, it is collected in the green storage balloon you are seeing on this screen. Approximately 70 to 75 meter cube per ton of substrate, or biogas generation of 70 meter cube is coming out of this ton of substrate. Whatever biogas collected in this balloon is upgraded through this upgradation system, which called it as pressure swing adsorption. H2S is getting separated, CO2 is getting separated, and pure methane we are extracting it and filling it into the cascade or cylinders. These are the this is the most important critical part, that is high pressure compressor, which compress this biogas into fill it into cascades at 200 to 250 bar. These are the cascades photograph you are seeing. It consists of 60 cylinders approximately in one cascade, and each cylinder would carry about 10 to 12 kg of CBG, compressed CBG. They have the outlet station just adjacent to this Bio-CNG plant, where the municipal corporation buses would be filled with this compressed biogas as a fuel. So the outlet is just adjacent to this Bio-CNG plant. Whatever digested coming out of this digester is separated out, one into solid fertilizer, other into liquid fertilizer, which could be directly applied on the agricultural fields. So this was the background or the process what is followed on this Asia's Bio-CNG plant. There are few salient features which keep this plant as a distinct one. Prime Minister recently inaugurated one of the biggest Bio-CNG plant in Indore, in India. Many of them would be coming in near future. The target of 75 such plants will be there in next 2 years, as promised by PM Modi. So if you sum up and come up in one screen, the plant area is approximately 15-acre land, which was dumping yard earlier. The capacity of this plant is 550 metric tons. The source segregated MSW of this quantity would be treated in this plant. A capex of approximately rupees 150 CR is invested by Ever Enviro. They have a concession period of 20 years. With no investment, Indore Municipal Corporation will get approximately 2.5 CR for 220 years. So that is a good amount of royalty IMC is getting. Bio-CNG products are one is CBG, that is approximately 17.5 tons, and 100 tons of high quality commercial fertilizer would be obtained from it. IMC already have the marketing product. They are converting into compost from the MSW waste. So they just club this into Bio-CNG plant and they will be selling this fertilizer. The rate of CBG to IMC would be ₹5 less than the market rates of 46 rupees what OMCs like IOCL, HPCL are purchasing. The methane purity in this CBG would be approx 96%. The peculiar or the salient feature of this plant is that this is a zero liquid discharge plant. They have already incorporated one ETP in place already in this plant to take care of liquid fertilizer. So if liquid fertilizer is not getting sold out, they have already the effluent treatment plant so that no liquid would be coming out of this plant. No nuisance will be there. And 50% of the CBG would be sold to the for running these vehicles or buses of Indore. Rest it would be sold part of it in foundries or food industries. Part of would be sold in city gas distribution. So around 400 buses would be running in Indore, which would be running on this Bio-CNG plant. This plant is now functional, not on full load, but it started taking load, whatever waste is coming out. So to make a plant economical, there are 2-3 ways which can be taken care of. One is if you're not getting any tipping fee, or if you are not, if you are getting a substrate at costlier amount, you can plan the product sale in these 3 categories. Because the OMC's rate are fixed, so we can get this at ₹46 kg. As if you are a IOCL or SATAT LOI holders, you need to sell 2 tons per day of CBG to these OMCs. But you can have the options of selling the rest of CBG to other things also. So if we can divert this compressed biogas to foundries or food industries where gas is requirement, you may fetch a value of 55 to 60 rupees per kg of CBG.
What is the difference between this and the LPG gas?
There is no the calorific value is the only difference, a little bit, but LPG.
How much is the difference in caloric value between CNG?
2000 kilocalorie per kg.
How much percentage wise?
Percentage wise, it would be around 20-25%.
And price wise?
Price wise, LPG is costlier. If you go for commercial gases, it would fetch around 79-80 rupees per kg. Even might be lesser in some area, but as per our experience, someone are fetching 79-80 rupees. So they can
caloric value is less by 20%, while the price difference is 12%.
Yes.
So there is a 8% difference.
Pardon, sir?
Because caloric value,
yes,
20% less, then the price of CBG should also be 20% less than your LPG or CNG.
Once it is a established product, it may fetch a good value. But for the time being, just to replace or
I mean from caloric value point of view, that means the efficiency of it.
Once there are now technologies like membrane separation, which you yield 99% of pure methane, then the calorific value might match with the LPG. But it would incur an additional capex to have that purity. Few plants are practicing this technology also, so that the calorific value of CBG would be equivalent to LPG.
But sir, additional benefit may be, particularly if the such kind of project is there. So once is the NDC, the commitment by the government, like we have to reduce the GHG, and also, I mean, you can get the carbon credit out of having some this kind of project.
No, I
If
was
you,
thinking, should the government be subsidizing by 4-5%, you know,
yeah.
so that people don't use only CNG or LPG, they also use CBG.
Yeah, and I also, sir, the internationally also is agency are there. If such project, if you getting a carbon credits, so some amount can be and kind of compensated on the by carbon credits also. That.
That's right.
Yes, soon
I
this will
was
be.
just thinking,
Yeah.
Mohit ji, बहुत अच्छा.
Yes, sir.
Actually, we should not consider as our waste. Waste is always should be used.
Very
In
true.
that direction, it is always very good attempt. And
Yes.
the more we are able to recycle our carbon, the more the benefit the earth is getting.
Very true.
Now, everywhere, we should not only go for the cost-effective analysis, but the reuse is most important that you are doing.
Yes.
I was just thinking, if at any point of time we are able to earn from the recycling process, and a token amount can be given to those who are participating, including the citizens, that can be a model for the country. Even
Yes.
that if can just a token amount as a part of their appreciation and participation, because
Yes.
people we have to encourage and make them participative. That is the, if you can add, that will be a wonderful thing, and that success story needs to be replicated everywhere. Thank you, Mohit.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm coming to that point here. I've kept it in my slide, the idea what you have put in. So I'll come to this next slide, and we can have that thing in startup thing all on this part of CBG.
Yeah,
So
continue. Yeah.
yeah, so third option could be selling in this city gas distribution. This is one good new idea in smart cities they are incorporating. The network is not fully established, but in soon future 2 to 5 years, the city gas distribution would be installed. So you can directly inject this CBG in this gas distribution at very low pressure. So that could be one source. So if you get an average of 55 or 60 rupees per kg of CBG, the project could be a viable option for everyone. One good thing this Indian government has done, they have introduced Gobardhan scheme in 2018, which they incorporated and merged in this Bio-CNG plant of Indore. So they will be procuring the cow dung from the farmers around this plant, and the farmers would get an additional amount for it. So this is one good feature of this plant, which would bring an additional income source for farmers. So to make Indore is now striving to get 6-time #1 India's cleanest city. So what is the mantra of this Indore city? So they focused majorly on this 100% waste segregation, which is key parameters to have this Bio-CNG plant for any city. Many NGOs, many private entrepreneurs were involved in this waste processing. They have a few decentralized waste management plants, which helped this centralized plant to have a good or better quality of source segregated organic waste. They have many programs on sustainable. They make they set an example for most of the cities, which could we could see in future turning into there could be a wonderful fight of Swachh Bharat in this era. So converting waste to fuel is another example Indore city has kept to everyone. So that is the mantra or the vision of this city. So they are earning this award of cleanest city of India from last 5 years. So Bio-CNG is nearly a negative carbon intensity fuel. If we go with our older fuels like petrol, diesel, there is lot of emission on carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide. So if we use, or if it is replaced with Bio-CNG, there could be a significant reduction in these harmful gases. Nearly 70 to 90% of carbon monoxide would be reduced. Approximately 20 to 30% of carbon dioxide would be reduced, which we are emitting through use of vehicle with diesel and petrol. So if you sum up all those things, why it is a success story. So everyone would be benefited from this biogas to Bio-CNG. Farmers would be receiving the revenue not from the crop selling, but also from the waste of crops or waste of animal. Entrepreneurs, they get the opportunity and to develop these projects, very huge projects, which would receive a wealth from a waste, which everyone thinks is a waste, but it's a resource or a wealth we can extract out of it. Vehicle users like us, as an individual, will be stressed free from petrol price hike. Everyone is thinking, or everyone is seeing every day newspaper that petrol prices are increasing by a rupee, 2 rupees, 5 rupees, 10 rupees. It nearly increased from rupees 50 when I started my vehicle. Now it is crossing nearly 120. So a huge boost can be there, and alternative to this costly petrol and diesels. Apart from this, every individual should have an moral duty to give something to this environment, or to give something to the nation. And as a nation, it would reduce the it would help in achieving the sustainable goals which have been kept by our nation as a target in SDGs. So there are benefits not only to the entrepreneurs or the businessmen, but also individual farmers, nation as a whole. So to sum up, the thought for this day could be: environment is no one's property to destroy, but it's everyone's responsibility to protect. So the best way to predict future is to create it. So a, a, a very good story and fruitful one. Uh, a resort in nearly Karnataka, Kerala border, Ibni Kurg. They are the one who is visiting this resort have to pay for food they eat, as well as the food they waste. So a wonderful initiative they have taken to reduce this waste and the decentralized thing. So there are many garbage cafe now have opened. Many municipal corporation is taking initiative. If you bring plastic waste to their cafes, you might get food to eat. So same could be the future, or same could be the idea. If you can bring a source segregated organic waste to this Bio-CNG plant, you might get fill back vehicles with CBG. So this could be some game changers, or this could boost our citizens to be greener, to turn towards greener fuel. So thank you everyone for patient learning. Thank you Dwarkanath sir for giving us the opportunity to share our views, share our case study amongst you all. If you have any doubt, if you want to connect with us, you can connect through our email IDs, rd@larsenviro, mohit.kale@larsenviro, or you can visit our website. We have been serving nearly 25 industries, lot of waste we are handling. So we could be helping hand to anyone to make Bharat an Atmanirbhar and a kadam towards Swachhata. Thank you, sir. Over to you.
Okay, yeah,
Can have
thank
a
you,
discussion.
Thank you.
Mohit, for detailed again with the background
Mohit.
giving the presentation. very excellent. I mean, from beginning to what with the case study, you explained very well. And I think all the expert member and who are on the YouTube and Facebook will be benefited. And the main thing we want to continue our discussion. My first point is last time Vivekji also raised that can be for some small town kind of a very sustainable project. This kind of maybe so. I mean, this is for bigger projects. It's okay. I mean, for bigger city, but for the where the waste generation is less. So I mean, this kind of need to be more kind of research and the kind of modifications are required for to become a sustainable model. So that the government, I mean, only some subsidy or something required. Otherwise, it should be a very self-sustained kind of things. So where other waste can be added. So that is the point now open for discussion. So we'll start the discussion. I think I'll request first the Sanjeev Kumar Gupta ji already. So it's Shyam Gupta ji, who is the Director Environmental Instruments. So I'll request Gupta ji to start with our discussion on this subject. Over to Gupta ji.
Sir, it's an excellent presentation and very thought-provoking and very inspiring. I have two questions from Mohit Kwale. One is whether this CBG, compressed biogas, why do you call it Bio-CNG number 1? It should be called CBG. Why are you tagging along with the old name of CNG? It's not compressed natural gas, it is a biogas. That is one question, that you should change this nomenclature to CBG only. And second question is ki these vehicle manufacturers always have doubt on use of alternative vehicles, alternative fuels. Like when ethanol was introduced as a blending substance in the petrol, there is a lot of objections. And primarily the objection came from the moisture content in the fuel. Right. So have you got this CBG tested from the vehicle manufacturers? Have they accepted this use in their vehicles of different kinds? Because unless and until that acceptability is there, this might not become a very popular and successful venture, because largely you are depending upon this use in the transport sector. Right. And the third question is that your own plant at Indore, is it being run on this CBG or you are still using conventional electricity? These were my three questions. Would you like to elaborate on them?
Yeah, sure, sir. Sir, earlier the case was that biogas was flared in lot of plants. So no one thought that biogas could be an energy source. So what we thought that we would take the initiative to convert this biogas into some form of energy and utilize that energy first in our plant, make a cooperative electricity generation, run our equipments on that electricity and show the world that biogas could be a alternative energy source for replacement of electricity. The same condition is happening with CBG also. Whatever trucks you would be requiring to bring this substrate to the site could be fitted with this CBG kit, and that CBG could be used as a captive fuel so that it can show the world that petrol or diesel fuel can be replaced with compressed biogas. So that would attract other users or vehicle users like individual us to make alternative fuel as a compressed biogas.
But has it been accepted by the vehicle manufacturers?
Yes. The rules also would be coming to install the dual kit, which would be having a dual fuel kit. And many of us, many in Kolkata also, a lot of project developers have already installed many dual kits, and CBG is running on that.
And what about your own use in your own plant? Are you running your own
plant?
Yes.
The Indore city buses, as I showed the photograph.
I'm not talking about Indore. I'm talking about your own plant generation, electricity consumption.
Yes. We are selling to the grid also, and we are using the power as a captive one to run our own plant. There are 2-3
generators
plants
in your factory are running on this CBG gas only.
Pardon, sir?
Your generators in your factory when you are making methane is running on the CBG itself.
Not on CBG. If you just filter out H2S, the generators would run on biogas.
So your
Directly.
generators
We
are
don't
running on
require any.
biogas.
Yeah, we don't require any compression.
Compression may not be required.
Yes.
Compression is not required. Okay, but you are running on biogas.
Yes, biogas. And whatever electricity is generated, we are using as a captive power generation in our own plant. So whatever motors are running to treat this waste are running on the electricity generated from this biogas. There are 2-3 plants in Maharashtra also, Lokmangal agro or sugar factories. So they are running on this electricity model. So same could be the future for this compressed biogas.
How much is the power load in your plant?
Sir, approximately in that plant is 1 megawatt generation is there, but we don't require 1 megawatt, less than that only.
Good. Very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
What is the power?
Thank you,
What is the power? How does the power consumption in your plant?
Sir, it varies depending on the size. I am not recollecting the power generation from that plant, but I would get back to you.
What is the recurring cost? Any other recurring cost?
Sir, I have to check because that was way back in 10 years. The plant is running from 10 years. I have to come up with that.
That's great. Please do that and also share your thing so that I can also try to associate with you or help you out in getting some more business.
Sure, sir.
Thank you so much.
Pardon, sir?
I just wanted to know.
Yes, sir.
The gobar gas plant is our traditional plants. Okay, am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like Govardhan, like you mentioned about the Govardhan.
Yes.
Now, what is the difficulty in going back to our traditional practices for installation of many gobar gas plants in the rural villages and towns and semi where the population is less? What is your idea? Why we are not going for our traditional practices? What can be the reason?
Sir, technology is evolving so good that we now have flexible biogas plant with us. So you can carry a biogas plant from your farm to your home to just burn the biogas in your cooking gas. So that type of revolution is there. So why to go with this huge biogas plant built in underground, which is nuisancing the groundwater or nuisancing the soil requirement? We have
I was just trying to correlate with the Ujala, the project of Government of India.
Okay.
Now this is LPG supplied to all the households. Why we cannot encourage a sustainable plan so that the villagers, the rural people can get access of they can produce their own biogas. What is the problem in it?
Entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship.
Sahab, can I little bit explain that? Actually, in a traditional biogas plant, there was a issue of the one is the kind of a choking iscum formation, so that there was a gas, the choking was there, and after a certain period, there was no production of gas because of the choking that was here. And also the lot of smell was the issue because this is only anaerobic. So later on, some new technology like the BRC Bhava Atomic Research Center, the Nisarguna technology, it was Professor Kale was there. He developed that technology, and it was number of plants in the Maharashtra, including we established a Delhi secretariat, and the about as smallest as the 500 kg per day or 1 ton per day plants. It can be run on because this is dual thing and both aerobic and anaerobic. So there is no kind of smell and no this kind of gas choking some formation. So this kind of plants are running very successful. Because the initial plant where the main problem was the after a certain period there was no production of gas, some choking was there. So this has been overcome by this new technology, and I think that there is initially may not be that acceptability because of the cost and things like. Once become the some kind of a subsidy or there a very smaller plant will be like this plant will be also successful.
That's great. That's great. That I want. Our traditional science to be taken into account with modification or technology advancement. And in the name of creation of bigger plant for a city like India may not be an optimum solution. That is what I think personally.
I think both mix may be required. Bigger plant or a small plant also.
Yes. So that's the thing. Thank you very much, Mohit, also, and Anilji also. Thank you.
Also, these plants become more commercially viable because now in the coming time, when the oil prices are going up, LPG and CNG is going to be quite expensive.
Right.
And the rupee is also got devalued against the US dollar. So these plants, even at a commercial angle, also will become very viable in the next, I think just after the elections, they will become more viable because all the prices are going to go up.
going up, definitely.
Yes, sir.
And also we want, I mean, for a smaller plant, I know the agency is doing a number of plant for the smaller technology, like Nistagrana technology. We can invite him in he can, for the smaller plant, 1 ton, 500 kg, he can come and explain how the, cost will be, how will be this kind of, so that wherever individual plant also in some farmhouse, you want to establish somebody, so they can do that actually. So I'll just ask if the person can explain all the for a smaller plant. So
I think smaller plants will make sense because there are these integrated townships in Bangalore also with 300, 400 homes. So even the fecal matter coming out of the various homes, etc., can be consumed in this plant and methane can be generated.
Yes.
We also have this package type anaerobic digesters for small canteens or household also. Starting from this 30 kg of food waste generation every day to up to 200 even tons of waste we can treat very easily.
That also Mohit, we want, actually later on some time when we call sometime maybe next time, then you can have the 15-20 minutes presentation on that also. If you can make that, will also be more beneficial to the audience.
Sure, sir.
That is a great thing, Anilji. That's a great thing. All office complexes, college complexes, university complexes, we can think of having such small type plants, and Mohit can be a very good asset for the country. And we should call him another time with all the other details so that we can have discussion and we can take his program at the national level.
Yes,
and all will be going
to definitely like to introduce this in Varanasi when I'm there next week. I think in and around Varanasi and we are running 2 of the biggest goshalas.
Okay, sir.
Varanasi is being run by us, and each of these goshalas we have more than 2,000 cows.
Great, sir. Great.
So I think it could be a good thing. I think Mr. Rajiv Sharma has a question. He's raised.
Yes, sir. Sarmaji, please, sir.
Thank you very much. पहली बात तो हमें ये कहनी है कि हमको यह सुन के बड़ी प्रसन्नता हुई कि आपके इस फोरम में you are also having some place for small biogas plants.
Yes.
Small is always beautiful.
Yes.
और जो आप ट्रेडिशनल स्मॉल बायोगैस प्लांट की बात कर रहे हैं वो बहुत सुन के प्रसन्नता हुई। दूसरा एक किसी ने और ये कहा है कि अगर उजाला योजना की जगह हमने अगर ये बायोगैस प्लांट दिए होते तो तस्वीर बिल्कुल दूसरी होती। बिल्कुल सही है, इज वेरी ट्रू, एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट। और जो भी डाउट्स आपने रेज किए हैं कि ग्राउंड वाटर खराब होता है या इसमें ये प्रॉब्लम होती है, ऑल आर सॉर्टेड आउट। देयर इज नो चोकिंग एट ऑल। नाउ इट्स अ डोम शेप स्ट्रक्चर, is a floating structure, and gases comes up, and there is no cushion, out of cushion, any choking, no choking at all.
Now with the technology,
number 2, there is RCC structure dome, pura ka pura underground tank, and there is no cushion of seepage.
Right.
Number 3, जो सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये होती है, it is very difficult to carry slurry. Now we have designed in such manner the slurry is separated automatically without any mechanical device, without any mechanical use of electricity or any energy. Slurry is separated and dried up, and slurry water is down in the tank. There is also cushion. And number 3, for I think there is no problem. Absolutely no problem. Sulfur separator is also attached in the small plant.
Right.
Now, what is the problem? केवल problem जो है क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? क्योंकि हमने ध्यान नहीं दिया है. बड़ी चीजों के आगे हमने छोटी चीजों को छोड़ दिया. हमको छोटी चीजों के पास ही आना चाहिए.
Right.
शर्मा जी, मैं जस्ट कहूंगा, अभी विवेक जी हमारे ट्रस्टी हैं. मैं SCFI में सर, SCFI में
एक
सब जी सर, जी
1 minute more. Whatever the Indore plant they are claiming today, it was also claimed 12 years back with reference to Kanpur. Kanpur, there is a A to Z plant. They made the same talk on the same term. I will do this, I will do this, I will do this. Hopefully they couldn't do. And we hope Indore shall not repeat the history.
Yes,
They should go ahead.
Yes, sir.
And good luck for them. They should do it. They should be a pioneer for it.
Sure.
And they should put the example for others also. But even then, I am with the small plants. I am very happy to listen it. If somebody is taking care of small plants also.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sharma ji. I think SCFI we have some kind of our Vivek ji trustee is here. So हमारा priority area है जो एटलीस्ट हम जो 4-5 एरिया लेके चल रहे हैं उसमें जो है from waste to wealth जो है waste management is one of the priority area, and then second is the plantation in the rural area, and third is eco restoration of lakes and things. These are the 4-5 priority. Otherwise we are taking it with 4-5 priority area to take into the ground also. That was yes sir. So thank you Sharma ji. Now I'll request Dr. Sanjeev Agrawal. He is a additional director in CPCB. संजीव जी प्लीज अनम्यूट करके आप जो है प्लीज.
थैंक यू सर. मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ बिल्कुल सर, बिल्कुल.
एक्चुअली मैं एक बात बोलना चाहता था कि सबसे पहले तो जो कमीशन में हमने शुरू किया था ये 2020 में अक्टूबर-नवंबर में जब शुरू हुआ था कि CBG के ऊपर कुछ काम किया जाए, शुरू किया जाए. एक तो वो लीगल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू
कमीशन फॉर जो एयर क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट जो था,
कमीशन फॉर एयर क्वालिटी मैनेजमेंट, कुट्टी साहब ने इसको इनिशिएट किया था. कुट्टी साहब वाज आवर चेयरपर्सन, स्टिल आई थिंक ही इज चेयरपर्सन. तो सेकंड पॉइंट मेरा ये था कि जो भी बेसिकली छोटे-छोटे अगर हमारे बायोगैस प्लांट्स हैं या इसको छोटे-छोटे अगर सिटी सेंट्रिक हैं तो एक सिटी के अंदर अगर हम 20-25 बायोगैस प्लांट्स को कनेक्ट कर दें तो हम एक बड़ी मात्रा में इसको ऊर्जा को यूज कर सकते हैं कहीं ना कहीं पे. और दूसरा एक काउंटी सेंट्रिक, मतलब अगर गांव में बहुत सारे ऐसे बायोगैस प्लांट्स हैं तो इनको भी हम कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. तो मतलब जैसे मैं एक बात कहूं कि सीवेज को हम सेंट्रलाइज्ड करने की बात करते हैं जबकि यहाँ पे उल्टा होना चाहिए. यहाँ पे सेंट्रलाइज्ड होना चाहिए और सीवेज को तो डिसेंट्रलाइज करना चाहिए क्योंकि हमारा अनसक्सेस रहा है सीवेज को ट्रीट करने में. सीवेज हम ट्रीट नहीं कर पा रहे हैं सिटी में. और गैस जहां तक है ये मतलब एनर्जी की जहां तक बात है, अगर इसको हम सेंट्रलाइज करें, कुछ ऐसी स्कीम बनाएं कि जिसमें एक छोटी छोटी जगह से बड़ी मात्रा में, जैसे स्मॉल इज वेरी ब्यूटीफुल जैसे अभी शर्मा जी ने बोला, तो वाकई में ये बड़ी अच्छी चीज है कि अगर छोटी छोटी चीजों को, स्मॉल चीजों को हमने कनेक्ट करके एक बड़ी चीज बना दी तो ये मेरे ख्याल से एक बहुत अच्छा प्रस्ताव रहेगा. ओवर टू डॉक्टर.
जी जी, थैंक यू अग्रवाल साहब. और आई थिंक मैं तो मेरे अभी जो सभी डिस्कस भी कर रहे थे कि हमें फोकस अभी हम यही करेंगे जो स्मॉलर टाउन्स के लिए और इंक्लूडिंग जो इंडिविजुअल जो बड़ी स्मॉल टाउनशिप है 200-300 फैमिलीज की, उनके लिए भी इस तरह से एंड सक्सेसफुल मॉडल किसी के पास भी अगर और आइडिया हो तो हमारे अभी मोहित भी कुछ प्रेजेंटेशन बता रहे थे कि अभी करेंगे नेक्स्ट में, और हम यहाँ पे निसरगुना पे भी किया है कई जगह, उनको भी कॉल करेंगे. अगर किसी के पास भी कोई ऐसा सक्सेसफुल मॉडल जो उन्होंने रन कर रहा हो किसी के पास हो तो वी कैन कॉल इनवाइट देम. बट इस पे हमारा फोकस रहेगा सो दैट कि देयर इज डुअल बेनिफिट है. आपका तो वेस्ट तो मैनेज हो ही रहा है एंड यू गेटिंग द आउट ऑफ द वैल्यू ऑफ द वेल्थ आल्सो. सो दिस इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो अभी हमारे पास 10 मिनट है. जी जी विवेक जी.
मोहित, वेयर आर यू लोकेटेड?
Nagpur sir.
Nagpur. So we have now अभी 10 minutes हैं, so we can have some other expert also to discuss. तो मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर जी.
त्यागी जी wanted to say something.
हाँ नीरज जी.
जी. Thank you very much for calling my name. एक्चुअल में एक मेरे थोड़ा सा पॉइंट जो रोहित जी ने बड़ा अच्छा जो मॉडल एक पेश किया, जो सीबीजी का मॉडल है, हमारी जो दिल्ली के आसपास एयर पॉल्यूशन है स्टबल की वजह से उसको किया जाता है, तो एक मॉडल जो है सीबीजी का, वो जो पैडी है,
यस सर,
उससे हम सीबीजी बायोगैस हम प्रोड्यूस करें, और
यस
ऐसा
सर,
मुझे लगता है कुछ चल भी रहा है।
यस सर,
तो प्लांट्स जो है वो कंप्रेस बायोगैस करें तो प्लांट, ये विन विन अप्रोच होगी। प्लांट विल यूज पैडी स्टेबल, the
राइट,
burning of which increases air pollution in North India during winters.
राइट सर,
And on the other hand, CBG can be used to replace compressed natural gas, CNG.
राइट,
India mostly imports a clean fossil fuel. If all goes well, the country will have 5,000 such plants by 2023. ऐसा मुझे इन्फॉर्म किया गया। तो ये एक ऑप्शन हो सकता है, लेकिन एक सीएनजी का व्हीकल के लिए आप बता रहे थे, मुझे लगता है कि ये जो सीबीजी जो है ये ज्यादा वायबल है, जो सीएनजी के लिए ज्यादा बड़ा सिलेंडर की रिक्वायरमेंट होता है व्हीकल में।
राइट।
तो अगर, और रोहित जी आप बताएं कुछ, इसमें कुछ आइडिया है इसके पैडी के बारे में?
मोहित
Sir, we are already in talks with lot of project developers around Delhi. Even we are talking with Delhi Jal Board also to make to handle this waste and convert it into compressed biogas, which could be used.
stubble wala stubble.
Yeah, paddle stubble burning only, paddy straw jo bolte hain. So
paddy
we
straw,
are,
yes.
yes, we are in talks with lot of developers, and soon the plant would come in reality. Many companies like us also is working in this field, and hopefully next presentation I would take on this paddy straw if we get some opportunity and a case study in next year.
And what is more important, just like CNG, CBG too can be transported through cylinders or pipelines to retail outlets.
Yes, CBG can
this
be
can be a big project.
Yes, as per the smart cities, most of them are putting this gas distribution. So it could be very easy to transport compressed biogas in this gas distribution. So there could be a pressure drop also from 2 to, we don't have to go to 200 to 50 bar. We can push it at 25 bar into this gas distribution. So this could be a future game changer for India.
I can also bring some person. I will try to from MNRE, where the government schemes are to provide some subsidy also, because biogas also one of the important program of the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India. So they have the kind of different kind of subsidy schemes, and for the you can give these details and something, so that more and more people are benefited out of that.
Yes.
एक सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज
इसमें एक चीज हमको और बतानी थी। अगर आपको छोटे प्लांट देखने हैं, यू गो टू शीशी आश्रम एट बेंगलोर।
जी।
बेंगलोर में एंटायर फूड कुकिंग इज डन ऑन दिस फूड वेस्टेज, एंड फलों की जो छिलके वगैरह होते हैं जो बचते हैं रफेस, पूरा का पूरा उन्होंने कंपोस्टिंग करा हुआ है, पूरा उसी से गैस बनती है और उसी से कुकिंग होती है। इट इज एन एक्सीलेंट प्लेस टू सी द प्लांट, एंड फॉर स्मॉल प्लेसेस लाइक some hotels or some other places where cooking is on a large scale, big scale, huge scale, and there is sufficient wastage, food wastage, even और जो कच्चा raw vegetables हैं उनके छिलके वगैरह हैं, उन सबको बनाते हैं। they are totally dependent. If you have a plan to go there, you must visit that place.
I think Nisurgana technology का भी बहुत ज़्यादा, particularly the Maharashtra side and all,
yes,
the bar technology is very successful. Maybe for a small plant as 500 kg per day or something like that also. So I'll talk to the person. If you also can give me some here details presentation on that. So Gupta ji, we are talking about
हमें किसी व्हीकल मैन्युफैक्चरर को बुलाना चाहिए, क्योंकि मुझे सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज लगता है इसके यूज में इन दी व्हीकल्स एज ए फ्यूल। क्योंकि पीछे भी व्हीकल मैन्युफैक्चरर्स ने हमेशा ऑब्जेक्शन रेज किए हैं कि भाई इससे व्हीकल की लाइफ कम हो जाएगी, इंजन की लाइफ पे इफेक्ट पड़ेगा, कोरोजन डेवलप होगा। तो मुझे लगता है कि सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज जो है इसके यूज में व्हीकल में आने वाला है। बाकी यूजेस तो मुझे लगता है कि आर गोइंग टू बी कंफर्टेबल, but to be used as a fuel in the vehicles is going to be very big challenge and issue, which has to be sorted out.
Yes, sir. Definitely, we will try to. Now, I think just 4 or 5 minutes. So I'll request Sanjeev Kumar or Prem Chandi, any comment, because you are in the same area in the waste management. And if any point on that, Sanjeev ji or anybody, Sanjeev ji, here, yeah, Sanjeev Kumar ji.
Yeah, very congratulations to Mrs. Lars and obviously the young boy Mohit having such a beautiful control and vast technological knowledge about how it should be happening. Just a point, I think a lot of things has been discussed by the esteemed and the honorable people here from the different knowledge areas. The success of such plants are actually leading to not as a waste to wealth conversion plant, which is generally being talked upon across all the forums. These are basically the waste management plants. And when it means by waste management plants, which is a different in terms of waste to wealth plants, the whole focus goes on the who is doing the operation and maintenance, and who is actually handling the various process design and the risks associated in operating and maintaining. In this CNG, we as Ramki are also working on 150 CNG plant, which is compressed biogas plant within the processing and disposal of around 6,000 tons of waste received at Hyderabad. So out of 6,000 tons, we are doing at a very small scale, which is hardly about 150 tons of waste of Bio-CNG, where we have a lot of experience to understand why the problems comes up and what levels comes up. Now, Rajiv Sharma sir, with his administrative experience and knowledge, said that there was a plant at A to Z, and probably they faced some problem, and today they are extinct. And we wish this plant also continues, because this is a sector which needs to be attention and given a lot of effort in making it successful across all the streams, whether it is vehicle, whether it is municipal corporation, or whether it is the plant per se, which is.
I think if you are from Ramki, then you have also taken up this plant for a certain period, but you also left from there. And A to Z left from everywhere. Muzaffarnagar, A to Z was there. From there, they run away. And I think you were also there in Kanpur. And you also came out of it.
No, sir, we were never in Kanpur. We as a Ramki, if you, I am putting it like that, we don't believe in doing any waste management project where there is a commitment by the corporation. Because the corporations thinks that the waste is somebody else's job. Somebody will make money out of it. And the day this becomes look like that, this becomes a waste management in terms of getting something which is sustainable for that, then the whole project gets out, is what our belief is. But these kinds of project has to be decentralized, has to be seen that how we make it running. Now, in this plant, what I could see from Mohit's presentation, there is 2.5 crore the developer, whether it is Lars or Ever Enviro, has to pay back to the corporation, give the subsidy of ₹5 per kg. Now, the gas market or the petrol market or any other such fuel market is dependent on the external market, like fuel and dual prices and all those things. Now, in that case, irrespective of whatever they do, they have to pay 2.5 crore per year and ₹5 per kg kg of the CNG. Tomorrow, somewhere they will fail. Secondly, the risk is that today somebody is segregating the waste all around. Today, there is so much of hype of that Indore is doing so beautifully the waste collection. Tomorrow, something may happen, and the risk of getting the source segregated waste may not happen. What happens to the plant and what happens to the risk? These are the things which we need to really look into when we are looking for larger plants. We also want that, yes, we also are working very minutely with the government of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana on doing very small projects which reaches to at least panchayat level, not to the individual. So that is definitely the market to the rural area. For urban areas, the urban corporations are sufficiently healthy to take care of the waste management, which is their prime responsibility. And for that, they need to pay, sir, is my submission. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. अभी मेरे ख्याल से टाइम भी हो गया है, and anybody want to, in 1 minute, anybody can say that, so that timely we can close the session. Any point why anybody want to from the other speakers? Ankit and
one more point I want to tell.
Yeah, Neeraj ji, just
that chemically CBG is the same as CNG. Both are compressed methane and has the same calorific value. The difference is that while CNG is a byproduct of petroleum, CBG can be produced from any biomass, be it crop residue, cattle dung, sugarcane, press mud, municipal wet waste, or effluents from a sewage treatment plant. And this makes CBG a commercially viable option, as it can be directly used to replace CNG. And in transportation also. Given the abundance of biomass in the country, we can have a separate session on CBG from paddy.
Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that. Yeah.
Namaskar, sir.
My just to make this kind of very sustainable, the government also, because the waste management cost, some part of waste management cost must be included in the CBG that the subsidy has. Because we are parallelly we are already doing the waste management and incurring some cost. That cost, some part of that cost should be included as a subsidy or some kind of incentive tool for CBG. This is my submission. And with this, I'll request the Vivek Kumar ji, who is our trustee in SCFI, to say his views and the vote of thanks to for today's session. Over to Vivek Kumar ji, sir.
Thank you for taking out your valuable time on Sunday. On behalf of Dr. KK at CFI, I would like to thank everyone. Thank you, Mr. Mohit Kale, for giving us a beautiful participation and showing us a new path in managing the waste. And it is even more encouraging to know that we do not need to set up very large plants like the ones which are existing in Indore. We can also have smaller plants, decentralized plants at a rural level, which can help in probably electrifying the rural areas in the long run. Hence, we may not need in the long run to be drawing wires and sending them to these small villages. And that is something we need to see over the passage of time, how it can be done. A lot of our villages have open sewage, and the sewage is going directly into the fields, which is causing unhygienic condition, and open sewage, which is also going into the lakes and the ponds, which are near these villages. All this can be made into a more hygienic way of living. And that is a very encouraging thing to see, that you all have a technology like this. I don't know how much of this technology yet needs to be proven and tested. And but I may probably be open personally to the idea of introducing this in the Varanasi and Varanasi rural area, and setting an example from there for this. Meantime, I would like to thank all the participants to today's show, Mr. Rajiv Sharma, Mr. Neeraj, Shyam Gupta ji, Sanjeev Kumar ji, who's been participating very enthusiastically, Dr. Deepankar Saha, Dr. Sanjeev Agarwal, Mr. Premjad Dharas, and Ankit Sethi for the program today. Also on behalf of SCFI, we have Dr. Anil Kumar, who's always very enthusiastic and doing it. Also Sapna, Dr. Sanchita, and Neera Gupta. Thank you very much, and we must take this forward. And if we can suggest a solution to the paddy to the government of India, it would be a very good thing, because the air pollution which Delhi and North India suffer from in the month of October, November every year, we could reduce this effect. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Vivek ji, and thank you, Mohit, and all our expert member. We really had very good and last Sunday and this Sunday, very important area and good kind of suggestion and things like. We'll definitely work on the smaller and we'll find out the very sustainable solution on that. With this, we'll close this today's session, and definitely will come next Sunday with more idea and things like that. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day and good